Hello, America, citizens of this great nation. I am Amy Snark, your host of We're Not Really Strangers. I am so happy to be here tonight reporting from a suburb of Washington, D.C. This is night 5 of the election, and I'm so happy to say that everyone has gotten exactly what they were looking for. I hope you're out partying. I'm so happy you could join us here tonight for this episode of We're Not Really Strangers. You all know how this goes. We're going to bring somebody on. We're going to hear about their life. They're a stranger. I've never met them. In COVID times, we stay 6 feet away. Okay, the first guest tonight is Howard, not Harold. It's very important. Howard, the hard luck hobo. He was a former lawyer who has lost everything. Howard, how are you?
I'm doing swell, Amy. Harold's my father's name. You can call me Howard.
Yeah.
I have an intro song. Most people have intro songs, so here's mine. I call this one Howard, the Hard Luck Hobo. I'm Howard, the Hard Luck Hobo, falling on hard times. My house was on 5 acres, now it's cardboard on 5 sides. I'm Howard, the Hard Luck Hobo, nothing ever goes my way. I smell like rotten spaghetti, and I just bathed yesterday. Oh yeah, ho-de-do-de-do.
Oh, Howard, I had your first version of that song on my MySpace page.
Oh, how come I was never in your top 5? Why is that?
I know. I'm so sorry. I've got a lot of cousins, and there's always a lot of drama around Christmas.
I'm like, why are these 15-year-old girls not putting me in their top 5? I mean,
Yeah.
I even wrote a song for you. I don't know if you remember it. It's called Amy Snark. Amy Snark do 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 do. Amy Snark do 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 do. Amy Snark do 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 do. Amy Snark. I don't remember the rest of it, but I think it just repeats.
It does. It does. And I've got a 4-year-old at home, and Amy Snark is her favorite song.
Oh, I didn't realize. How did she hear it? Did she see me on the corner of Keatski and another street?
And Moana? Yes.
Moana. Yeah, yes. When I play Taco Bell, that's where I usually am.
Totally. We go and we drive by that every day. But enough about me.
I don't want to boycotting them on account of the potatoes. They got to bring them back.
They do, the cheesy potatoes. So Howard, I know it's been a minute since we've talked. How have you been this year?
I've been loving 2020. It's great. Everyone's all like worried about stuff, and I'm just freewheeling. But you know what? Actually, things kind of suck. I mean, on account of I lost my job earlier this year. I got terrible luck.
Sure. Luck is really, really important in your profession. And so I know that you have this great story about how you were initially brought to your job. Could you share that with our viewers?
Oh, well, I'm a proud graduate of a Trump University, and that's where I got my law degree, and I also learned how to make a great steak, and I made a awesome steak for the big guy, I don't know if you heard of him, Donald Julio Trump, I believe it is.
No, I haven't heard that name before.
Yeah, Donald Julio Trump. He's a distant cousin to the president, I believe.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Distant cousin. Anyway, he's like, why don't you come work for me at my law firm? So I'm like, all right, sounds good. And then, we kind of had a falling out earlier this year.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Falling outs with, people in positions of power kind of screw over the underdog, huh?
Oh yeah, I just got terrible luck. Like I took a dump on his desk, but you know what? Like his dog was pooping all over his office. So I'm like, you know what? He didn't put me on this very important case. I could have won it for him, but he pulled me
Wow.
off it. So I took a dump on his desk, and then he fires me. I just got terrible luck.
Oh God, that
Ah.
that sounds horrible, Howard. What was the case? You said you're gonna win?
Oh, it was a public indecency case. That's my specialty. The guy he only showed one testicle. Like he
Hmm.
didn't show the whole enchilada, the whole burrito. Like I
The
could have
whole
got him
potato.
off, but uh,
Oh, but
yeah,
so how?
it was me. That's kind of why he pulled me off the case,
Hmm.
apparently, because he didn't want me to represent myself.
Oh, he didn't want to. He didn't want you to represent yourself. So you were
Correct.
the suspect who showed one testicle.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was complete fabrication. I showed two. I'm not just gonna show one, you know. But
That's I know that that is part of your mantra. And so speaking of mantras, I know that you have some really specific beliefs and almost conspiracies around, belief systems in this country.
yeah, like everything you know is probably wrong. The mainstream media, the left wing media, the right wing media, they all have it wrong.
Mm,
We're the country's still run by Ronald Reagan.
mhm.
Ronald Reagan, he is a celestial being from the planet Nebulon. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, the form you see, that's not really him. He looks sort of like this, except
Sure.
he's a little bit more purple than this. Like they're not no black aliens. It would be fine if there were, but there just aren't. Just saying.
Mm. And so, you bring up an interesting point here about space. I know that your education really delved into the space world a little bit. Can you share more?
Oh yes, yes. Trump University, they have like a intro to rocket science class, and let me
Mhm.
tell you, it was rocket science actually that we're learning.
Oh,
Yeah, we went to the thrift store and we bought some rockets, and we tried to launch them into space. You put like vinegar and baking soda in there, and it went a good 10 feet.
sure, sure.
Um,
I'm sorry. You went to a thrift store to buy your rockets.
yeah, they just had rockets there. It was a
Mm,
sale going on, you know.
okay, okay, yes, I do remember the big dismantling of all the rocket ships, and they went to all the savers and the junkies and all of that.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
mhm.
totally.
Wow. Okay. Well, Howard, this has been really incredible. I want to make sure before we finish our interview that you give a chance to tell our audience where they can find you.
Oh, they can find me like by the Taco Bell corner of Moana. And if you have any donations, you can just throw them in right now. It'd be much appreciated.
Wow. Absolutely. And
Uh,
lovely.
where? How come nobody's donating? I don't understand.
it's really tough over the internet that people are just kind of poor right now with the recession and
All
the
right,
COVID. So
they
Howard,
got terrible luck too.
they so unlucky. So Howard, you know how this goes. Before we go, we'll play one question of "We're Not Really Strangers." So pick a number between 1 and 3.
2.5.
2.5. Okay. Okay. So Howard, think of something that you strongly dislike that most people love, and what is it?
Oh, what do I strongly dislike? Uh, hmm. Well, I'd have to say, I mean, I dislike a lot of things, but refrigerators, they're terrible. Everyone's like, oh, they keep things so cold, but I have this here little personal cooler. I throw
Mm,
some ice in there, keeps things cold. Zero power. I get all the ice from my ex-wife's from her freezer. So
wow.
refrigerators completely overrated. You don't even
Oh,
have to plug these things in. It's great.
no, that is,
Coolers. That's
that's
where it's at.
of course, that's a very,
And it's a hat. Keeps your head
yes,
warm. Doesn't just keep things cold.
it is sustainable. What do you put in the cooler in the winter to keep it warm?
Mm, usually like chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits. You,
Oh.
you stuff them in here, duct
Mm,
tape it all up, nice
sure.
and warm. You
Oh,
gotta drain the blood from them first, though. That's
oh my
important stuff.
goodness. Oh, okay. Well, Howard, I wish you all the best of luck. It was so
It's
great
not
to
gonna
see you
happen.
again. No, okay. Well, you keep your head up, okay?
All right. Well, thanks.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hey, all right. Thank you.
Sure. Wow. Well, I am happy I am not in his shoes or his cooler hat. Audience, while we're waiting for our next guest to arrive, I want to talk to you a little bit about our sponsors of this show, Reno Improv. We do this every single Saturday night. We are a small local nonprofit theater in Reno, Nevada. Right now, we are accepting donations online for this show. This is a pay what you want show. We've got classes coming up soon and shows every single Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So it's a little late for me here on the East Coast in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., but everybody's up late tonight celebrating. So thank you all so much for being here with us. All right. So our next guest, I am so pleased to introduce. She is 53 years young. She is absolutely obsessed with true crime, a lifelong self-proclaimed bachelorette, and she does not need a man, only cats. Please welcome to the Zoom room an Aqua Zumba instructor, Marla Rotan.
Hey,
Marla, how
I am
are
so
you?
sorry. Oh, I'm fine. I was a little late. I just got out of my 6:30. Totally so sorry. I wanted to center, but these people need their calorie burn and I'm there to burn it.
Their calorie burn. Wow. So tell me, what was your favorite part about class tonight?
I gotta say, I think it was Charlotte. We've been really working on her underwater handstands, and tonight she nailed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Marla,
Moment.
it is. And I've been a fan of yours for such a long time. We are not strangers, even though we've never met in person.
No, not at all.
Tell me about how you got into your profession.
For me, it actually started with underwater basket weaving. I know, laugh all you will, but I had a teacher in the 12th grade say, do something with your life, Marla. You can't major in underwater basket weaving. I said, just you wait and see. Unfortunately, he was right. I did the research and TMCC did not offer that. But in the meantime, I found my way into Aqua Zumba.
Wow. That's incredible. Most of us really stick with our college profession. We decide our major and then we go into it, but you tried something else.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a free spirit there, Amy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, the reason why I brought you on this show today is because you have this lovely life spirit about you and this way of being that I think our audience would really love. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, I find that you need to be centered, okay, in order to enjoy the world around you. I do have a butterfly farm. in the backyard next to the compost pile. I like to release butterflies in the morning. During sun salutations. I dabble in yoga, but it's
Sure.
not the same as the Zumba. I like to release the butterflies in the morning and just take it all in. Sometimes, sometimes Marla gets down. Sometimes I have a cup of green tea. That's all the caffeine Marla needs to really power through the day.
Just those 12 milligrams of caffeine.
I know
green
what's.
tea or-
Listen, I know it seems a little much. You should see me on kombucha. I digress. Have you heard of kombucha?
I have heard of it, but tell me more.
Okay. Have you heard of Pinterest? My niece helps me with the Pinterest.
Pinterest? No.
Pinterest.
Go on.
Pinterest. People go on there and they post recipes. You can lose 10 pounds in 5 minutes following just some of these Pinterest recipes. Don't do it. It's harsh. Okay. I recommend Aqua Zumba 2 to 3 times a week for that. But on Pinterest, I found people making the kombucha. All right. I got a jar of it on my counter. It sits out for, I think, months, but it's a living organism of alcohol. I'm new. I don't know, but I get tipsy.
Wow, a living organism of alcohol. That is, I'm going to have to check that out along with what? Pinterest?
It might be French. I think it's Pinterest.
Pinterest.
It's new. It's on my phone. My niece helps me. It's an Android, but she says it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
She says it's okay. Yeah. And that, so, I'm so happy that you brought up that, because I know that you, for such a long time, did not use any sort of communication. You wanted to be solo.
Solo molo, I would just find the best way I communicate was in sandboxes at local parks. I would write messages for people in the sand, and I would needed them to just hear me. I wouldn't say it was like a cry for help. It was more of just messages in the sand. So people knew Marla's okay. Where is she living nowadays? But what do they need from me? I needed them to know where they could find me. So just those sand messages, God, that was a good 7 or 8 years of that. And it worked fine. I didn't need those brainwaves phone thingy jams, but
no,
I do love the Pinteresting. So
wow.
What are you going to do?
So Marla, I'm so happy that we got to your sandbox messages, because that is just one of the things that I most admire about you.
Okay.
Thank you. Could you tell us, maybe your favorite thing that you put in the sandbox, your favorite message?
There are so many. I did like the ones when I would bury the souls of the fallen butterflies inside of the messages, because I felt that was like a burial of sorts, but it released so much of my soul as much as theirs. You know how people they like to dot their I's with like a heart?
Yes.
I love you in the heart. I did it with dead butterflies as just the accent of, this is Marla, just spreading good joy. Sometimes I would leave messages like, things aren't great, but I'm okay. It was mostly uplifting with dead butterflies.
Wow, that's so inspirational. I think especially during such a, tonight is this very joyous occasion, but this past 4 years has been really rough. It almost feels like this country is a true crime novel.
Stop it. My Favorite Murder, that's my favorite podcast. My Favorite Murder, have you heard of it? They delve deep. I find my clients, when I'm looking at them and we're doing the samba in the water, which one of them is most likely to kill their husbands? I know these things. It's important. I'm so glad you touched on this. It's a little bit of a passion of mine. So I like to look at tire impressions of my neighbors.
Oh,
If I haven't seen that wife in, a day or two, are those tire impressions? Does it appear like there was a body in the back of that trunk at some point? It's just paying attention to your surroundings. That's all it
wow.
is. It's looking
Wow.
left and right. Maybe you need to check their garbage. I don't know. I'm just here for safety, but I'm always prepared.
Wow. So what happens if you haven't seen that wife?
Well, people like to travel. I get that. There is a pandemic, okay? We can't travel. You're going to tell me when I knock on your door at 3 a.m. your wife is traveling? I'm not so likely to buy that, Amy. I'm looking for clues. Is there excessive mud on the license plate? Did you go bury a body? What is the tread like in your car? I don't know if I am ever going to have to give testimony about the whereabouts of any one person. I keep my eyes open.
Sure.
Do I know
sure.
where they were? Do I know when they came home? When was the last time I saw the wife?
Wow.
She did, in one case, she did have to travel for something business related, and she did come back. But then I was asked not to come back, but I still pay attention. I'm not going to let you get me down.
No, you're doing your due diligence as a citizen of this country, Marla.
I'm
Wow.
glad I'm not the only one that sees it. Thank you, Amy.
You are so welcome. That is just, it's so inspiring to see somebody doing what they want in their life and being really vigilant. And, so tell me, Marla, I don't know. I just don't know how you're just amazing and you're beautiful. How did you,
Stop.
are you on the market?
I am single, and I'm not thinking about the mingle. I'm really not. I don't need a man in my life. I've been a lifelong bachelor, 53 years young. Okay. I stay out of the sun. And I got my little cats here. I got Cindy Clawford. Okay. She's right over here. My little tabby, Cindy Clawford. Stop it. And then little Perito.
Perito.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she's a Siamese.
That's just incredible. And wow, she's a Siamese. So Marla, it's a big night here, right? We've got some big news. Thank goodness we have a new president-elect. What are your thoughts? You just must be over the moon.
The moon, I'm like into Jupiter right now. I've surpassed the moon. I can see Saturn, Neptune right over there. I'm ecstatic. I needed that man in my life with those aviator sunglasses. Are you kidding me? That's who I'm going to take my news from. That's who I trust. Aviators, come on, Joe. That's what I need. Maybe it's because he reminds me of Robert Stack. #Unsolved Mysteries. But there is something about him. I couldn't be happier. Give me some Kamala Harris. I needed a woman in this world,
Perfect. Lovely.
I needed her to tell me what was up. She knows.
Wow. Incredible. And I actually have it on good authority that Kamala Harris does underwater Zumba. I
started that rumor on the Twitter, and I knew it was gonna catch.
Wow. Yes. Incredible.
But I know my friend in San Francisco, she has a cousin whose teacher saw her at 24-Hour Fitness at Aqua Zumba. So it's not a lie.
Wow. No, it's not. I mean, I don't even know what Twitter is. I heard about it from the news, the real news.
Twitter is where the real people are. Okay.
Oh,
it's not about Facebook anymore. Twitter. Okay. It's hashtags. It's Twitter. That's where people get that's where they go. That's where they get the news. Facebook is for old people, man.
It is. Oh, You know, we all get our news different ways, and I think you can really speak to the Twitter population. Ugh, Marla, you're just so cool and hip. Okay, so now you know it's this point in the show where we start to dig in and make sure we're definitely not strangers.
Okay.
So, but before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about the soundtrack that you have online for your viewers when they don't have access to water.
You know, this is really important. I'm so glad you brought this up because there's a water shortage, and we should be mindful of people who are water insecure that maybe don't have the abundance to go in there and enjoy this workout. On my playlist, it's a lot of Ricky Martin. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just because he gets those hips moving. And a lot of ours are deep lunges in those hips. That's my drift. So I got a little bit of Ricky Martin, a lot of Mambo Number 5. If we can bring that one back, that's always a crowd pleaser. I do have a little bit of Avril Lavigne, which you might want to go, what? But with the mashup with Jennifer Lopez, phenomenal. We burned 180 calories in 60 minutes flat.
180 calories in 60 minutes. Wow. That is...
It's rigorous. Yeah. Yeah.
Specific use of time. Okay, Marla. So let's do this, gal. What number do you want? 1, 2, or 3?
3, baby.
3. Okay. 3. What about your personality surprises you the most?
I appreciate this. I was journaling a little bit earlier before just about the same thing. Nobody asks these crucial questions. And I am amazed at how in touch I am with today's youth. Okay. I sit back and go, I am cool. I am very cool. I know the Pinterest day. Hashtags, I do this all the time. Hashtag nope. Hashtag okay. I know the hashtags. I know the apps. I have an Android phone. I couldn't be more in touch with today's world. And I don't have enough people saying, you know what, Marla? Look at you. You and your cats are really doing stuff, and you're up in the social climate. I'm just so glad you brought this up. I am in touch with the youth. I am cool, and I am young.
Wow.
And I like apps. Hashtags.
You like apps? Oh, gosh. Okay. What is your favorite app? I got to write it down so I know.
Well, the favorite app I'm working with right now is Where Did She Go? Okay. I got a friend. Sometimes she doesn't give me her information and she doesn't write back. I have it on my phone. Where did she go? And I can follow her. And then she can't get away from me. Yeah. It's like one of those GPS trackers.
So how is it? Yeah. How is it different than Find My Friend?
Find My Friend, they have to agree to you having their location, which I found out the hard way. But Where Is She? They don't go by the rules. No, that's straight from Russia. I can follow her anywhere. And then I show up and I was like, what? You drink your celery here at this time too? And then we just catch up.
Wow. Okay. And so I know obviously the best place to drink celery, but let's leave our viewers. What's the best place to drink celery?
Oh, that's in Midtown. It's that little brick building. It's called Celery R Us. It's right next to Soup and Black Hole Body Piercing. It's right over there. Celery's R Us.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Marla,
only $19.50 a glass too. It's cheap.
That is, that next time I'm in Reno, I will have to take you up on that Celery R Us visit.
I would love that, Amy. I would love that.
Marla, it's been a
best friends.
Always. Okay, you enjoy. I know that you have a class soon.
I do. Thank you so much. I got to go burn another 180.
Okay.
Hashtag
Goodbye.
crazy.
Wow. Viewers, please look up those hashtags that she mentioned. Hashtag on fire, hashtag best friend, hashtag that wife. Okay. So before we bring out our next guest, I want to thank you all for being here tonight on the We're Not Really Strangers, hosted by Reno Improv. We are a small nonprofit theater, and we really appreciate all your donations and just coming out to watch us. We have lots of fun events like this, so be sure to check us out online. Oh my gosh. This next one, my next guest is incredible. He is, I've never met him in real life, but I have seen his work on the internet. And Raymond Manzanita, he needs no introduction. I'm going to let you find out for yourself. Raymond.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you. You look so well.
Thank you. I feel so well.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. How is your afternoon? What are you doing on this historic day in history?
Well, I'm keeping up with all of my my paperwork and getting a head start on my taxes for the next year. Just the usual Saturday of an evening.
Sure, you're getting a head start on your taxes. That's pretty incredible.
Well, you got to fund the infrastructure.
Yes, and that taxes were certainly a hot topic this year, but I don't want to waste too much time talking about money. So what I would love to hear from you is, how you've kind of gotten through 2020. It's been an interesting year.
Well, just doing what I do, helping people discover that which is inside and helping it exist in the world where it matters.
Yes. And did I hear correctly that you now have a coaching business? Is that right?
Yeah, you could call it that. It's, some call it coaching, some call it telling people what to do. Sure,
right. Well, and I think, the former is that you pay people, or they pay you to do it.
You can make a little bit of money doing this, but I love it so much I do it for free.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Raymond, I would just love to hear, how you came across this unique ability.
So I was working at my old job in my old career. I worked in a butter factory. I did all of it. I churned the butter. I salted the butter. I molded the butter, packaged the butter, and distributed the butter. It was the best job. I loved it, just honestly, because I love being around the butter. But something always ate at me, it kind of in the back of my mind. And as much as I love the butter, people didn't love the butter. And I think it was because our butter was called Splotch butter. And it was named after the woman who founded it, Teresa Splotch. And I just thought, we could do better. It could inspire, you don't want to be eating a piece of butter and think of a splotch. So I thought, Teresa, let's talk about this. I got a vision for what this butter could be. And she was open to it. And we decided to change the name of the butter, and it just took off. People were just eating the butter with the new name. It was like nothing you'd ever seen in butter.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is, I don't even know where to begin. And I know that you're in this, the industry with dairy, and that's such a tough thing right now in the world. So, okay. So what did you changed the name of butter?
It used to be called Splotch butter, and people didn't like it.
Oh, wow. What do you think deterred them from enjoying it?
Well, a splotch is something unsightly. It's something you don't want to have.
Sure.
And a splotch is something we'd rather not. The sound is difficult. When you put something in your mouth, you don't want to be like splotch.
No, that is, and we know that, and I know that you know that from the other products that have splotch in their name.
Absolutely. H&R Splotch. Nobody wants to do their taxes with them.
No, I know that not a chance. Or H&M splotch. No one wants to buy their fast fashion there.
Abercrombie and Splotch.
Nope. American splotch.
Urban Splotch.
Urban
None of
splotch fitters. No.
Yes.
Yeah, not at all. Oh God. Well,
Splotch butter is out.
it
Say
is.
hello to Shavoom butter.
Oh, so it's not just butter.
No, we changed it from Splotch butter, which was terrible, to Shavoom butter, which is good.
Wow, Shavoom butter. How do you spell that?
SHAVOOOOOOM.
Okay, I just learned about hashtags, and I imagine that's going to be a popular one.
I think so. Well, hopefully it'll be half as popular as the butter because people just eat it right up.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Well, it's so good to hear that you have some success in this area. I know that was how you discovered that, and that was quite a bit of time ago. What are you up to nowadays?
Well, I just spread the word. I just have this magical ability to look at a person or a place or a thing and just see what they really ought to be called, what the name should be, and really unlock the potential if they just tried a little harder. Years ago, one of my first clients, a real unfortunate lady, came to me by the name of Daily Sharts. And she said, I got big dreams, Raymond. I got big, huge dreams, and I just can't do it if I'm called Daily Sharts. And I said, what do you love most? What do you want to be? And she said, I want to be a singer. I want my dream to come out of my heart and up my larynx and out the mouth and into the world. And I said, we can work on this.
Wow.
And I'm very proud to say that person you probably know by the name of Celine Dion.
No.
Yes. She'll always be Daily Sharts to me.
Raymond, I thought that was a rumor.
Celine Dion. I said, what do you love more in the world besides singing? And she said, saran wrap and mustard.
Okay, well, I know that. I've read her autobiography.
That's how we came up with Celine Dion.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So, okay. When did this happen? Was it
in 1987?
Oh, wow. Okay. So she was younger. Okay. Goodness. Oh my gosh. I think it would be really hard to move in the world if my name was Daily Sharts.
Absolutely. It's not a thing. We don't want to make people feel bad or places feel bad or things to feel bad. But when you have a gift and you can just look at a thing and say, that's not what that ought to be called. And it just comes to you. You just have to spread it around, spread the word and spread the world.
Spread the word and spread the world. Wow. And, I know that is the focus of your new documentary that you are in the process of filming, right?
That's right.
Oh my gosh. So I know that, we have never met, but I do know your work. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're working on?
Absolutely. It's basically just 90 minutes of a camera crew following me around, pointing at stuff and saying, that's what this should be called. And
my gosh.
And then we follow I'm done. That's my part is over. But then the camera crew follows whatever I pointed at and sees how much better things are for that person or thing or place.
Wow.
I did over 14,000. I pointed at over 14,000 things.
14,000. Oh my gosh. And how long have you been filming?
A couple of years. Funding's been an issue, I'll admit.
Of course.
But that's what's with every documentary. We're waiting for the funding to come through. But every time we get a little bit of money, we go out and I point at some stuff.
Oh my goodness. And you do this, rain or shine, whatever season.
Absolutely. I pointed at Mount Rushmore and said, Gravelly McThundertops.
Gravelly McThundertops. Wow. That makes me want to, leave this suburb and go there.
Absolutely. Doesn't that sound like more fun?
It does. I'm going to grab the van and I'm going to get out of here. So, okay, Raymond, tell me about your most surprising, rename. What surprised you the most?
Well, the most surprising thing I ever renamed was something that we all have in our house, right? The Q-tip.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Let me just okay. It's a very controversial topic, Q-tips.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little surprised that you're bringing it up on my show, but I'm going to let you continue.
I'm bold. I don't control the gift. I just bend to its will. And one day I was cleaning out my ears and I looked at it and I said, that's not a Q-tip. That's not what that ought to be called. And the gift just erupted from within me like Krakatoa. And I said, you know what? That's not a Q-tip. That's an ear magnet.
An ear magnet.
Yep.
Wow.
Wouldn't you rather stick a magnet in your ear than a stick with some cotton on it?
Yes. You know, the 4-year-old would agree in my household.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, Raymond, tell me about how the crew reacted, because I assume you were being filmed.
I'm filmed every hour of the day when the funding is coming through.
Oh.
Because I never know when the gift will strike, you see. I sometimes I pick up something and I don't feel anything. I'm just like, that's what it is. But other things, I get inspired. And I say, that's not a legal pad. That's an evidence scooter.
Oh my gosh. Okay. An evidence scooter.
Yeah, it scoots evidence.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So this is wild. I hope you don't mind, but I've prepared some items.
Absolutely.
And I would really just love to watch you be in your element and to find the right name.
Absolutely. It's like I said, I don't control it. It just controls me. Okay.
So I'm going to hold them up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
That is a champagne hand-to-four.
A champagne hand-to-four. Beautiful.
Hand-to-four. The number 4.
Perfect. Perfect for the internet. Okay. And this one's a little timely.
Ooh, I'd call that Fran Scratchings.
Fran Scratchings. Marked up 300%.
Go buy your stock now before they catch on.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I found this in my pocket.
Oh, that is a roundy, pointy Angelica.
Perfect. You know,
see, like I said, I don't control it. It controls me.
A roundy, pointy Angelica is so on par, because I have to tell you that this coat I'm wearing was my grandmother's, and her name was Angelica.
Oh it's like it was in the stars.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So speaking of stars, I know that you are a very big fan of astrology.
Oh, absolutely.
And you've renamed it, of course,
to... I call it looking up and finding out.
Yes. And so looking up and finding out. I actually have your...
Lupo, that's the abbreviation.
Yeah. I've got Lupo saved as my homepage on the internet.
I'm honored. I do what I can to share the knowledge of the stars so we can all live our lives without any personal responsibility for our choices.
Wow. And what are your thoughts on the upcoming year? What do the stars have in mind?
Well, when I look up and I see the stars that I've all renamed, so don't bother trying to look them up in a book. I see sparkly number 7 and sparkly number 12. And they're twinkling a little bit less than they normally do. And I think that is because we've all got some very important decisions to make. And then I look over and I see spangly number 16 and twinkly twinkles. That one's my favorite. That doesn't have a number. It's the only one. And those two, they seem to have swapped places. Like one was to the left and now the other one's on the other side. And I think that means that we're all about to get real. Things are going to get real unfortunate.
Oh my goodness. That's not, I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too.
And so I want to go back to something for a second. So you've renamed all the stars. So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just throw out my encyclopedia and my star book and
Happy to do it.
okay, perfect. I'll get that done. And so all of the stars are now numbers?
No, I mean the ones that I'm not excited about, they get numbers.
Okay.
The ones that really speak to me are the ones that, like I said, I don't control the gift; it controls me. So the ones that the gift takes over, they get actual names. Like the Dipper, I call that upside down Jiffy Pop.
Upside down Jiffy Pop.
Yeah.
Wow. That is such a better name than the Dipper.
Don't you want to look up and see an upside down Jiffy Pop?
I do. I want to leave right now and go look. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, this has been a very eye-opening conversation, and we're running out of time, so I have just a couple more questions for you.
Of course.
So Raymond, I know that you had a really tough time in school.
Yes.
Can you kind of share what that was like as a child, having this gift but not really knowing what it was?
Absolutely. It's really hard when you're a child and you're learning the names of things. And something within you just tells you that's not right. The worst was when we were learning the alphabet. I mean, A, B, C. That's not what those are called.
No.
No, that was the first, in retrospect, because, when we're adults, we always look back on things with a more sophisticated lens.
Of course.
That was really the first time when I looked at the letter C and I thought, that's not a C. That's a worm on a pavement just after it rained. That's not the letter. That's not the letter P. That's a shovel that's kind of weird.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So when you have to go to the bathroom, you say, I
gotta go shovel. That's kind of weird.
Okay. Of course. That's check. Okay. And that's great. Wow. Okay. Well, we're at the point of the show, Raymond. I really don't think we're strangers anymore, but I just want to be sure. So, and I know that you have a different name for 1, 2, and 3.
That's right.
So, and what are those?
I'll go for Matt.
Perfect. And that is a 3.
Yes, correct. Maybe you have the gift too, Amy Snark.
I got to share. I did some reading. I looked up Lupa. It's my homepage now. So, okay. Okay. So, Raymond.
Yes.
What do you, aside from me potentially having the gift, because I wish I did, but I don't. What do you think our most important similarity is?
When I first saw you, other than the thing, we're both like a barn owl.
Oh.
And I think you know what I'm about to say.
Because I didn't think you were going to bring it up, but you are bold, so please go for it.
Barn owls never let themselves be taken advantage of. I don't do it, you don't do it, and barn owls don't do it. In fact, we're barn owls.
We're barn owls. Oh my gosh. And wow, I think it's coming to me right now. A barn owl should actually be a wireless bong.
Ooh, that's good. I'm going to write that down. When I looked at it, I thought it was going to be called Vesepia Vanderdump, but I like what you said way better.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, Raymond, this was just such a pleasure. I'm so happy that I was able to connect with you. So before I let you go, you've got this great Twitter handle. Can you share with our viewers what that is?
Absolutely. You can find me at Names Are Just a Key to the Future and Your Unlock Potential .edu.
Yep. That's the Twitter handle.
That's right.
Raymond, thank you. Enjoy your night.
Pleasure.
Wow. Audience, this was just such a pleasure coming to you from Election Night 5. We are all just so grateful to be in an America where everyone can be who they want and, live exactly the life that they choose, and we can all share space for that, as you've seen from our guests. So on a more serious note, we have one last guest that is still having a little bit of a tough time in the world. She's a little undecided. I'd love to bring her on to hear her perspective and just kind of, go out with a bang. So please welcome the last undecided voter in America, Stacey Jones.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Stacey. How are you?
I'm fine. I've just been kind of busy, I just haven't quite made up my mind about who I'm going to vote for yet.
Wow.
And your producer thought that was interesting, I guess. So, I just been kind of busy. I haven't gotten time to do the research yet. I don't know who these people are. How am I supposed to vote?
Wow. You don't know who either candidates are?
No.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So that's all right. Well, I'm so happy you were able to come to the show and we can kind of talk through this. So what have you been busy with?
Oh, just stuff, baking and
It is November, fall.
Yeah, and I'm stuck at home, so I decided to decorate for Christmas early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I noticed that you are wearing, a really specific hat. Do you know what it is that you're wearing?
Oh, yeah. This is a pussy hat. It's from the parades before.
Wow. And tell me about the parades. Did you go to any?
I did, because I figured people are going to get mad at me if I don't go.
Oh,
people get mad about stuff. I mean, one of the things about voting is if you choose sides, people get mad at you. I don't want that. I don't need that.
You're having a hard time picking a lane.
Yeah, I will. I'm just going to mail it in.
Oh, you're going to mail it in. You know that they needed to be postmarked by Election Day.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think that they will understand. Some people are just really undecided. It's a stupid thing. I think people should care about that. That's how I am. It's hard. It's hard to decide.
Wow.
I don't think anybody should be mad about that if I drop it off or whatever. I'm just going to mail it.
Sure. So, maybe go back to like a civics class or understand it's so important to be a registered voter and be, knowledgeable about what's going on. I
don't think that's a good idea. I'm not registered. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just like a regular person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Stacey, goodness. Well,
yeah.
I think I've gotten all that I need from you.
Oh.
Sweet Stacey, but one last thing before we go. We'll ask a question. Would you like 1, 2, or 3? It's really simple.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you, but like, could this be private? Just private?
Well,
I don't want people judging me.
It is a broadcast, and I know that you saw the prior, the other people. I don't want to take this away from you. You need to pick a number. 2. Okay.
What?
Okay.
You don't have to say. I didn't say that.
Oh my goodness. Stacey, this is the best question I could have possibly pulled. Stacey, how can you become a better person?
That's kind of hard. I think just, Okay, I'm going to become more active. How about that? I'll be more active in the process in the future. And like, I'm thinking maybe if I make paper airplanes that have like viewpoints and throw them over my neighbor's yard.
Nope.
I could get more into the process.
No, I don't know if you believe in the universe, the coincidences, but the card that I pulled was, how can you be a better person? So maybe cast your ballot.
Oh, go vote and stuff. You think that makes you better? You think you're all good because you voted? Whatever. It's hard to make a decision, but I care too. I just care a different way than you do.
Wow.
I'm considering it really hard. And some people are all like, I don't care. I'm just going to vote real fast. I'm not like that. I'm going to take my time.
Sure. Well,
but I'm figuring it out. I'll figure it out.
Please do. Stacy, I here we are. This really feels like the accumulation of a really insane year, and you might be exactly what's wrong with America. So thank you for that juxtaposition.
Oh, wow. Judge much? Sheesh.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I let my opinion get the best of me, but that is the line that I will take.
Okay. Well, you be you, I guess.
Wow. Yeah. And okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to end the show on a negative note that way. So I think what we need to do is just bring all of our guests, except for that last one, back on. And really, everybody, you all were so amazing. And what's right with America? If you had to give one last word to everybody, starting with Howard the Hobo, what's the advice that you would give to someone this year?
Badgers, they're delicious.
Yes. And Marla?
Body in motion stays in motion.
Oh, beautiful. And Raymond, what about you?
The names of stuff are more important than you think.
Beautiful. Everybody, that was our show, and we'll bring Diana, our not undecided voter, on to say hello. Thank you all so much. This was such a lovely evening. Check us out every Saturday night at 8 o'clock, and enjoy your night.